YouTube was good. It's your boy, Paul Harris, aka Crazy Offer. Hey, guess what? If it's your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post up new content. Boy, look. You know, hold on, let me take care of a few things like fast. Who the fuck is Blue Pumpkin? Well, I'll look at that later. But anyway, in other case, people, hey, look. This is a good one, a good one, a good one, a good one. A motherfucking good one. And then, you know it's a good one when I could be like, what we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law. The law of the land. Right? And then when you have the powers that be, or the powers that shouldn't be, right? Once them bastards get involved, then who's to actually really say, who's really, who's to say what the fuck is actually really going to happen? Right? So, with that being said, I got a simple question I'm going to ask y'all. What the fuck is this? Right? Now, a lot of y'all, if not all of y'all, will be like, it's a cell phone. And I'm like, no, the fuck it ain't. Yes, I am. Hold on, let's do this. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Yes, I am. So here's the deal, people. This is not a cell phone. This is nothing more than a radio. Why else do you think that this shit is wireless? Right? So the big news, AT&T, that shit got shut down. Right? Or now the thing is, oh yeah. Well, you know what there? Hold on, let's do this. AI, if you're talking about AI, then I'm gonna tell you something about AI, a so-called artificial intelligence. Because for the most part, there's no such animal. Well, it is, because we are the original project that wasn't created by man, per se. I can hear you. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, because I was sure about to type it out. So basically, what's happening is that with AI, if you actually really look at the definition of AI is nothing more than man-made intelligence. Right? Some of it has been discovered. Right? Like, people always talk about math and how universal math is. But the thing about math is this, right? Is what you use for addition and multiplication, that for the most part, they will actually make you think twice about how universal math is. So if you actually really pay attention to the English alphabet, right? Let's look at the letter T. You got capital, you got your capital T, and then you got your lowercase t. How come the lowercase t looks like a motherfucking plus sign? And then what they use for multiplication is the x. And one point is multiplication, and another point is doggone the unknown factor. So which one is it? Right? Total confusion if you actually stop and think about it for a minute. But as far as like the cell phone goes, or what y'all think is a cell phone, it's nothing more than a goddamn radio. And I'm gonna tell you why. Right? If you look at the sun, and then you can go on my YouTube page, my Facebook page, right? And I really posted it up. The sun, out of all of the rays that the sun puts out, radio waves is one of them. A lot of people don't realize that. And then if you actually really been keeping up on what Bill Gates and what the fuck his goons is trying to do, what are they trying to do? They try to block out the sun, which gives off the radio waves. Now, is this shut down by AT&T? Is this a result of what the fuck Bill Gates is trying to do? That's the $64,000 question. Okay, because let Bill Gates tell it. Hey, look, we get too much sun here. Because he worried about the polar caps or whatever. And I'm just like, really? So this is what the fuck we do now. And of course, I have my tasty beverage in hand. So, but in our case, people, AT&T, which was formerly known as Southwestern Bell. So basically what happened is that Southwestern Bell bought out AT&T. But AT&T was actually really able to keep it stand. Pretty much like the steel company that's up there in Pittsburgh, right? Which the Japanese, they bought them out. But they're actually like really still able to keep their name. Because for many years, right, this is what they was known as. So when the money get low, but you want to stay in business, and then you go to somebody that acts like, you know what, we gonna take care of you, and we go, and then even more so, we gonna let you keep your name. And so basically that's all with the hell. Basically that's all with the hell that happened there. It happened there, and then it's happening with doggone AT&T. But the thing about it was this, to my understanding, it was also talking about it was a lot of other folk, a lot of other companies, T-Mobile and Verizon Wireless, Verizon, the Horizon, same thing, people. Okay, all of it goes back to the sun, which gives off the radio waves, right? I mean, because if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, let's look at cars back in the day. You had your radio, you had your antenna. And you have to ask yourself, well, why is that? Right? Well, the sun giving off radio waves. So anytime when you can look at energy and you can manipulate it in such a way where that if you change the channel, then you can pick up people talking, a song or whatever. Because I'm telling you something, because once it get outside of where you at, radio waves, sound waves, whatever the hell it is that you actually want to call it, right? That shit travels. And then if somebody else got their stuff fixed in a certain way, guess what? Whatever the hell that you putting out, guess what? They gonna pick it up too. Because remember back in the day with the antennas, right? You would have your antenna and it was good. But all the antennas get raggedy. And so a lot of times when you got to sit up there and fuck with the antenna and then you fuck around and you doing one of these shits here to get a reception, right? That's all what the hell this is. Now, the thing about it though is this. With the solar eclipse that's coming up here quite shortly, the whole state of Arkansas will actually really catch all of that, right? Which is like 7 days after my birthday. I'll be 51 years old come April 1st. And then 7 days later, April 8th, the solar eclipse happens. And so if you know anything about the solar eclipse and what it actually really truly means, right? Then, like for me, because for me, I just feel like that this is really going to be a very significant event in my life because of how I actually really view myself, the world, and other people, and how and why they actually really do the way that they do things, right? So, and then it's just, if you know anything about divine numerology, you already know that 7, the number 7, means perfection or completion. Don't believe me? Go back and read Genesis and say, what did Yahweh do on the 7th day? He rested because he didn't did everything. But just know this, that's only a slowed down version of what happened, because the thing about though is this. That's too much information to actually really just give anybody at one time, and then you expect for them to catch it. No, you got to break that shit down. You got to slow it down for people, right? And so here's the deal: you got the sun, puts out 9 rays. Just know one of them on radio waves. This is all what the fuck this is, people. Now, basically what's happening, and I don't know if y'all actually really been following them motherfuckers on TikTok, which I'm gonna jump on their shit here quite shortly. But the thing about it though is this, people. If they saying that these solar flares is gonna come, right now, I get it. Sometimes you can actually really do an overload and then you really don't know what the fuck to do with it. And then after a while, you just like, you pass the fuck out. It pretty much like how it was for me probably like about 15 years ago when I was in the Army. And then, this new drink came out with Red Bull and vodka. So the Red Bull is going to give you wings, but that vodka going to pull your ass down. So basically what happens is this. You drink the Red Bull and vodka, your body don't know what the fuck to do. So eventually your ass is going to pass out. And so basically, if these solar flares are actually really going to be as powerful as they say that they will be, then I can actually really say, okay, yeah, you might knock some shit out. Then what? Get on that good yoga. Okay, all right. Well, hey. But listen, in our case, April 8th, here in the state of Arkansas, is actually really going to be a significant event for me because of my birthday, April 1st, or April Fool's Day, which now I know everybody, December 31st, everybody was out drinking, getting fucked up, and then y'all was counting down. And then when 12 midnight got hit, Happy New Year. No. April 1st is the first month of the year, not January. And if you actually do your research, January, and as far as like who was name, where did they get the name January from? And so, for the most part, January comes from the Roman goddess Janus, right? And then all of this, what I'm saying right now, this is stuff that you can actually go and look up for yourself. Janus is two-faced. And we already know how we feel about two-faced people. Now, in Exodus, I want to say the 4th chapter. Yes, the 4th chapter. No, it's the 3rd chapter. No, hold on. 12th chapter. It's where I forget. My mind is like this because I got so much shit I want to put out. So here's the deal. It says, and Yahweh, and God said unto Moses, which there's no God is a damn title. So in any case, it said, and God said unto Moses, this month will be the beginning of months unto you. Right? For this month, I will lead you out of the land of Egypt. So now they say, okay, well, now, what's the first month of the year? So you go Exodus 13:4, and it says, and ye come out of this month Abib. So if you translate it, it means April. That's why they call April Fool's Day, people. Okay? So, my birthday, April 1st. 7 days later, what the fuck gonna happen? Right? And then with all this stuff with AT&T, just know this, people. That shit was done on purpose. Okay? They shut that shit down because of what the fuck is going to happen. They talk about solar flares this, solar flares that, solar flares the other. But here's the deal. In 1859, the worst solar storm happens. Right? But guess what only happened, right? Some wires short, you had some wires short circuited, but everything was fine and peachy. So that's over 100 plus years ago. So you mean to tell me with all of the technology that has happened from 1859 to now, we in trouble? That's what the fuck you telling me, or that's what the fuck you want me to believe? No, I'm not buying the people, right? The powers that be, or the powers that shouldn't be, they are using, or they will be using, solar flares as an excuse of why they gonna shut shit down. Right? But the thing about it though is this. Unless they gonna actually really televise the goddamn solar flare, which I already know the fuck they ain't, right? Because this is NASA that we're talking about. These are the same bastards that told us we went to the moon back in '69. Right? So, and then you wonder why Area 51 it's like that shit is like the White House almost. You can't get in there unless you work there, right? So just know if you have power outages and they were like, oh, solar flares, bullshit. They shutting shit down on purpose. So I'm telling you right now, right? Whatever that you think that you need, go get it. Go get it. Because once they shut this shit down, ain't no telling how long it's going to be. Because I'm telling you what's going to happen. They're going to shut shit down. And here come the National Guard to make sure that don't nobody fuck with nothing. Right? People always talk about martial law this, martial law that, martial law the other. Well, goddamn it, it's finna happen. So when you see the National Guard walking up and down your streets, making sure shit don't happen, but just know this: them bastards, they got something to eat. They gonna be eating MREs, right? So just know that the shit that happened with AT&T, right? That shit was on purpose. It was on purpose, people. Plain and simple. I can't, they're like saying, now, they'll never actually really come out and say it. But the thing about it, though, is this. I'm 50 years old. I will go ahead and say I'm 51 years old. So I come from a time where that you had the phone on the wall. You had the landline. Right? And then after a while, you went out, your mama went out, bought that long ass cord because people like to walk and talk. And then when they came out with the cordless phone, oh my God. You pull the antenna again. Think about it. We all had cell phones before it was called a fucking cell phone. What the hell you think when you plug this? You get the phone, you pull the antenna out. What the fuck you think that was? So that phone, even though you in the house, you can catch the goddamn rays, the radio wave that the sun was putting out. That's how the hell you was able to talk on the phone, on a wireless phone. And it wasn't called a cell phone. And then actually, if you actually really stop and pay attention to the big ass cell phones that they had back in the day, what did you have to do? You had to put out that big ass antenna in order for you to talk. Car phones, right? Car phones, CB radio. You had to have the antenna because these bastards long ago, right? They figured out, hey, look, the sun puts out radio waves. So I can talk to you regardless of how far you are from me. So guess what? These bastards, just like what they do with the weather, HARP, which is up there in Alaska, 1 out of 13. And just know the main one is up there in Alaska. They cut that bastard, the plane that you see, the chemtrails. So they go up there, they spray this shit, they cut the goddamn HARP machine on. And depending on whatever, right? It's either gonna be cold in the motherfucker, hot in the motherfucker, or tornadoes coming, or you finna get flooded out because of what the fuck they put out there in the air. Okay, plain and simple, people. Plain and motherfucking simple. Don't believe it? Carry your ass outside right now where you at, and I bet you'll see some goddamn chemtrails. But this actually really goes with the title, what I'm saying. The red, the blue, and the bullshit. We already know what's happening with the motherfucking election. I hope they can make it rain rubies. Oh, well, hey, look, you know what? The thing about it though is this. Everything is so manufactured right now, right? How do you actually really know what's real and what's fake? That's what then you have to, then once you realize that, then you be like, okay, that's bullshit over there. I'm not gonna fuck with that. Okay, so with the shit that's going on with the election. so with the shit that's going on with the election, right? Trump, right? This motherfucker. I mean, if you actually stop and think about it for a minute, right? We know most of us know that the election is fixed. All right. But if you actually really stop and pay attention to Donald Trump, right? And then with all of this shit that's going on, right? And then you gotta ask yourself, and this motherfucker still leading the polls? This motherfucker, he gotta come out for X amount of dollars to keep his ass out of jail. Now, if you actually really go back and remember what happened when he ran in 2020. What is this? This is 2024. Yeah. So you go back and when he won it the first time, Trump used his own money, meaning that I'm gonna do this. Fuck what you talking about, right? And I think that's the reason why people actually really they like that about Trump because Trump used his own money. But this time around, with all of these, put like this, whether the charges are actually like really legit charges or they bullshit charges, just know Trump is coming out a whole lot of money. And so basically what's happening is this. They already told him, hey, look, you gonna win, but this time around, you gonna do what the fuck we tell you. That's why he's leading in the polls. Y'all think y'all finna get Trump for when he was president. No, this is finna be a total and complete new Donald Trump. Watch what the fuck I tell you, and then y'all gonna be like, hey, let's get that motherfucker out. I know a lot of y'all were saying that the first time around, but the thing about it though is this. Trump is a businessman. And then I always go back to what the one guy said in this one movie, Back to School, right at Dangerfield he was in it. And he was a businessman. And so basically, his son was like, he was in college, but he really wasn't feeling it. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna come to college with you. We're gonna study together. Because he wanted his son to make it. And then eventually he ended up donating money for a school of business. And then the guy, he actually really said, he said, the business of America is business. And so when you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, yeah, we damn near can produce any goddamn thing here, whether it's food from robots that look and feel like the real thing as far as like women goes, right? We can produce every goddamn thing. But guess what? The motherfuckers across the water, they make it do it just a little bit better. So here's the deal. So let's me and you talk. Let's converse. You give me your product. I give you something that you can't, you got it, but you ain't quite there with it. So let's do a trade. And so, and don't think, and so for all this shit that's going on with the Ukraine, the shit that's over there with Gaza and the Hamas or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, and they sit there calling themselves talking about, they sit there talking about they Jewish or Hebrew or whatever, and they don't look a thing like us because we are the original Hebrew. The Jew, not them bastards that you see on TV. Okay? So all that shit that they, look, all that shit what you see on TV, no. Just like the shit what I told you about AT&T. They shut that shit down on purpose. Plain and simple. Again, the red, the blue, and the bullshit. But just know that the red and the blue exist. Now, depending on who the fuck you talk to, you got the Democrats and you got the Republicans. Or you got the Demo-Crips and the Republicans. And I'm going to tell you, They at the top of the motherfucking food chain. While the Bloods and the Crips, original, organic. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you. You know, matter of fact, let's do this. We gonna show what you did. Y'all see that, right? Ain't she pretty? So, but in our case, but you know, but what I'm saying is this, people. You know, once you actually really stop and look at what's going on, what's actually really being presented to us, right? Then this is when you actually really start asking questions about certain shit. You can't just sit up there and let this shit ride. Plain and simple, right? Um, so again, right? The shit with the election. Oh yeah, what I'm saying, you got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, right? Red and blue. The Bloods and the Crips. They down at the motherfucking totem pole, right? And I'm gonna show you, and then this is another thing when I saw on TikTok, right? They were talking about the Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, Super Bowl that. But the thing about it though is this. In football, you got the AFC and the NFC. One is red, one is blue. Who won? The Kansas City Chiefs. They red. The Republican Party is what color? And then y'all wonder why Trump is all up in the air. Because the Super Bowl that just happened, just like the election, all that shit is fixed. So like I say, a lot of y'all don't put like this. The whole time Trump was in, Trump kept telling y'all, fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news. Right? So when you at the top of the totem pole and you choose the color, oh, we gonna be red. Oh, we gonna be blue. We gonna act like we fighting. Right? Just like I said, Bloods and Crips, they down there, they the lowest motherfuckers ever. But then again, you gotta look at this. Who's supplying these gangs with the guns, the drugs, whatever? The motherfuckers up top. And so let's, like say, now that's just football. Let's look at basketball. You got the East and the West. Once again, you got one that's red, one that's blue. Who won the NBA Finals? I don't keep up with basketball. For those y'all that do, y'all already know. Y'all already know who won. And guess whatever fuck color they was. Boxing in the red corner, in the blue corner. And then you look at the human body, right? Oxygenated blood is what color? Red. Deoxygenated, what color is it? Blue. That's where the fuck they got all this shit from. It's just like what my man said. This shit, these motherfuckers have sat down and actually really thought this shit out. And then they made sure that whoever the hell that they was gonna leave in charge, they made sure that you follow this shit to a T. Don't try to alternate it. Don't try to change it. Leave it as how it is. Because the first time you try to change it, you're gonna fuck it up, and then everybody gonna know about it. Or at least those of us that are actually really pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Just like what I said, AT&T, right? All this shit is controlled by who? The motherfuckers in the White House. And what colors do they represent? The red, the blue, and then there's the bullshit. Okay? Come on, y'all. Let's be real about this shit. And then the Super Bowl, them bastards on TikTok talk about, blah, 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 blah. No, that ain't, listen. Go look up the address or where the Las Vegas Raiders play. 3333 Al Davis Way. And if you actually really look at the Kansas City Chiefs, who are their biggest rival? The Raiders. If that wasn't the biggest slap in the face, I don't know what the fuck was. Because when Al Davis was living, Al Davis was always against the NFL. He didn't like how they did shit. He was always against the grain. And then his little bitch ass son was like, oh, we're going to move to Oakland. Or we're going to move to Las Vegas. Where that, if you ask me to stop and look at the name Las Vegas, well, let's just look at Vegas, how they spell Vegas and how Vegas is actually really spelled. Because the United States spells Vegas Vegas, where that you talk to anybody else that actually really know what the fuck is going on. Vegas is spelled Vegus. It's the vagus nerve, which starts at the damn tongue. So if you know anything about what Vegas does, if Vegas say, hey, guess what? Y'all gonna win. You motherfuckers lay down. That's what the fuck is gonna happen. That's the only reason why San Francisco lost that. Had it been anybody else in the Super Bowl, that like said all that bullshit that they was talking about, the colors, talking about, oh, it's gonna be a rematch of San Francisco and Baltimore. Listen, they did that to throw you motherfuckers off. But they already knew. This is Al Davis. They named the street after his ass. Right? And his biggest rivalry was the Kansas City Chiefs. That's why the fuck they won, people. Right? If you don't believe me, go back and look at the Super Bowl between Green Bay and Pittsburgh. And it happened right there at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now ask yourself this important question, right? If Pittsburgh won that game, that would have been the biggest slap as far as like the Dallas Cowboys goes, because if go back and look at their history, as far as the Super Bowl goes, Pittsburgh leads the series 2-1. So here's the deal. If Pittsburgh would have won that game at AT&T Stadium, oh my God, this shit would have been ridiculous. But they rubbed that shit in Al Davis' face, even though he dead. But they rubbed it in his face, people. That's the only reason why Kansas City won. Not that bullshit with them bastards talk about on TikTok. Again, the red, the blue, and the bullshit. Now, last piece of business. And then, I get a lot of people, or, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but put like this, if you're friends with me on Facebook and you know that I do my YouTube channel, right? A lot of folk, they'll come to me and say, hey, look, talk about this. And so I'll look at it and then I'll be like, okay, well, is it actually really worth talking about? So in either case, TikTok, once again, right? Motherfucker be like, and then I actually really go back and and do my stuff. And I actually really talked about the actual TikTok. And I said, TikTok, like how the app, damn, y'all gonna have to, this shit getting to me. But in either case, if you look at how TikTok is spelled now, and then you look at how it's actually like really supposed to be spelled. So basically what I said, okay, TikTok and then TikTok. And I said, which one is it? Right? So in either case, apparently it's this woman out there. I don't know her name. Don't care to know her name. Right? But apparently she met this guy and like, you know, oh my God, fell in love with it. You know, now before y'all get anywhere with it, right? Just know this. I do believe in love at first sight. Right? That's why I'm married to my childhood sweet. You know, this is my second marriage. Okay. You know, not to say that the first one was all fucked up. There was some good moments in there. But I really went back and I listened to some of the shit with what she was saying. So here's the deal, people. She driving, mind her own business. She get a blowout. She pull over on the side of the road, right? And this gentleman pulled over, you know, be like, hey, what you got? You know, so he changed the tire, whatever. Then he took her to go get another tire. And so off of a blowout, keyword, blowout, right? You said, well, damn, she took it down. Uh-oh, that's me. So anything, right? So basic what you're saying is this. Had you not had that blowout, we wouldn't even know that your ass exists. And so my thing is, you know, like again, I'll be the first one to tell you, do I believe in love at first sight? Of course I do. Right? And then it's been, well, I tell you what, we'll save that for another time. Right? So in either case, so he changed your tire. He take you to go get another tire. And then you be like, so, you know, y'all talk, whatever. And then she said, this motherfucker be like, he was doing fake, he had fake phone calls. So my thing is, unless you got your phone on silent, right? How you gonna know if it was a fake call or not? Because if it's on silent, guess what? He can't catch it. Unless he got the son bitch on vibrate and it's in his pocket. Right? And then you like, oh well, so and so say hey. Right? And then it, you know, it is what it is. He on the phone, blah, 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 whatever. And then, you know, it's my whole deal is let her tell it was lie after lie after lie after every motherfucking lie. Well, my thing is, okay, you didn't catch him in none of this shit. And it's just for the simple fact, I'm looking at the simple fact, okay, if had you not had that blowout, right, you wouldn't have, you wouldn't even know who this motherfucker was. And then again, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Because the thing about it now is this, and I know I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of women, but the thing about it, a lot of y'all today, y'all are so goddamn independent that had you had a blowout and we would have pulled you over, y'all have been like, get the fuck away from me. Right? You don't know how to fix that damn tire. But it's just for the sit back, somebody see you on the side of the road, you got a blowout, you got your hazard lights on. Here they come, ready to assist you. Right? But you run the motherfuckers off because you feel like the first time that they get a glimpse at you, oh, they trying to fuck. That ain't always the case, women. Right? A lot of us is married. But then again, I'm gonna tell you something, but I'm gonna tell you something else. Right? With how cars are equipped today. Because I had one. I had a BMW. It was a 1 Series. It was a convertible. And so basically what happened is this. Say if I like read over something and it'd be like, okay, look, you're losing air. So basically what you could do, you can hit something and air will actually really go into that tire until you actually really could go to a gas station or whatever, get it patched up or buy a new tire, and then be on your motherfucking way. Right? Now I get it, every car don't have that. Everybody can't afford no motherfucking BMW. I get that too. But what I'm saying is this. With cars or automobiles, whether it's a car, truck, SUV, whatever the case may be, right? It's things have been put in play where that, okay, if you run over something and you losing air pressure, guess what? The car gonna tell you. So basically what the fuck she wanted us to believe, she had a blowout. And apparently the car must have been old as fuck. It had to be, because when did they start putting sensors in the tires? They've been putting sensors in the tire for a pretty good while. So it wasn't like that this shit was like all of a sudden just happened. Right? You knew that that damn tire was low. So I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I call bullshit for several reasons. Because for one, right, it's too easy if you got insurance, which apparently she didn't have insurance. Because if she had insurance, full coverage, right? You get a flat tire, you call your insurance company, tell them where the fuck you at, they coming to get you with a brand new tire, right? So I'm gonna call bullshit on it. But let's just say for shits and giggles, right? Say you got insurance, right? But you don't have that feature. So what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna get on the phone, you gonna call your friends, male friends, right? Hey, I'm such place. I got a flat tire, right? And then here they come. Or if you have enough about yourself, right? You're like, damn, I got a flat tire. But you have the tools necessary to change out the tire, put the spare on, carry your ass to a motherfucking gas station, or go carry your ass home and then just know tomorrow I'm going to get me a tire. Or you gonna go patch up the one that you got. This bitch didn't do that. So here come this guy. And then again, you also got looking like this. Say you got a car that has the fix-it flat. And you just sitting on the side of the road because you trying to catch a motherfucker. You gonna rob him, take his money. Rob him, take his money, and possibly kill him. Right? Because I'm telling you something. I'm 51 years old. Soon to be 51 years old. And looking at me, you can be like, okay, he go to the gym. I can handle myself pretty good. And yes, I can. I can handle myself pretty good. Right? Well, guess what? All it takes is for that one false move when I ain't paying attention. And then I get fucked up. I get fucked up, right? You didn't snatch my wallet, whatever little money that I do have, right? My ATM cards or whatever. That's gone. That's now in your possession. But I can't do shit because you didn't fuck me up. If not, kill me. Right? So 9 times out of 10, right? If you see somebody on the side of the road and the hazard lights is on, 9 times out of 10, you gonna drive by because for the most part, you already feel that, hey, the hazard lights are on. And then a lot of times, because I know I've done it, right? You'll slow down and be like, to see if anybody's in the car. And if they are, 9 times in 10, they're on the phone. So once you see that, you be like, oh, they good. You go on about your business. You go home, you go to the liquor, put like this. So you go ahead and you continue with your travel, right? Whether that it be the liquor store before you go to the house, or to the grocery store before you go to the house. If not, go to the liquor store and then go to the grocery store. Then you carry your ass to the house. So you mean to tell me in 20, whenever this shit happened, that her car didn't give her no indication, hey, bitch, you got a flat. And I don't mean to say bitch, but you get what I'm saying. I'm the crazy uncle. This is how the fuck I talk. Okay? So did nothing come across your goddamn dashboard that you either low on pressure or you got a flat tire. And then you couldn't compensate by the steering wheel or with the fix-it flat so you can get to where the fuck you need to be, right? Until you can go get that shit changed out the next day. This is what the fuck you telling me. And then the thing about it is this motherfucker, right? Then sit up there and made like 52, whatever the fuck, on this guy, right? And like, oh, well, he did this, did that. Really? Really, motherfucker? So this is what the fuck we do. This is what the fuck we do. You know what? If I was Tyler Perry, I would sue that bitch. Plain and simple. Because that shit sounds too much like what the fuck he did. Who the fuck did I marry? Why did I get married? This motherfucker. In which I get it. You trying to get the bag. In which I ain't got no problem with it. Do you? Do you, baby girl? Your shit done went viral. 52 times. You got 52 parts, so your shit done went viral 52 times. So the question that everybody needs to be asking is like, okay, what type of car is she driving now? And I bet you it's the car where that soon as the tire pressure get low, it's gonna tell her. Pretty much like the car that she had previous. The thing is, you motherfuckers don't know a bullshit story when you see one. Again, the red, the blue, the bullshit. And 9 times out of 10, the car that she was in was probably red. And the guy that pulled up to her, his car was probably blue. Or vice versa. Let's just be real with it, people. She figured that, well, you know what? I really ain't trying to get on the fans only on the OnlyFans page, right? And then so she said, okay, look, I'm gonna make this bullshit story up, right? And hope it go viral. So what the fuck this is, people? I look, Hollywood. That's all what the fuck this is. Keep on. Keep on, people. Eventually, the crazy uncle is gonna learn y'all. Y'all gonna learn. Hold on, I'm doing something right now. I thought it was, and that's why there I was just okay. Well, in our case, people. And then, and here's another reason why I say, this is another reason why I'm going to call bullshit on this. People have flats every day. As we speak right now, somebody got a flat on the freeway. How come we ain't hearing about their goddamn story? People have flats every fucking day, people. Just like I said, somebody, look, 10 months, damn, 20, 19, 20, 21, 50 motherfuckers right now on the side of the road with a goddamn flat tire. But guess what? They ain't gonna go to TikTok for it. Because 9 times out of 10, they know how to fix a flat, or they know how to call the goddamn insurance company. Hey, guess what? I got a flat tire. You bastard need to come out and fix it. Or they better go call their husband. Hey, guess what? I got a flat tire. Come fix it. Ain't nobody gonna make no goddamn TikTok story about this shit. But you know what? Just like I say, remember what I told y'all? Remember what I told y'all, right? About the corner over there. Motherfucker over there and shit. Or motherfucker go shit in the corner. And be like, ooh, he shit. Okay, go clean it up. Or motherfucker, even, oh, well, he shit outside. or she shit outside. Okay. She couldn't make it, or they couldn't make it to the bathroom. But see, this look, people. This is what the fuck y'all do. This is what y'all do. Y'all do this shit on a regular basis. Right? People die each and every day. If I die tomorrow, ain't nobody gonna know that I died. And if it did, I'm like, oh well, that's just another dead motherfucker. Right? And I served this country for 21 years. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn about the police hairs. Other than my family. And that's all the fuck that I really care about. And then who's to say? They basically, well, I'm glad that little short, sawed-off ball motherfucker dead. I'm just putting it out there. Y'all gonna get enough of this bullshit. So like I said, people have flats every goddamn day. Well, we gonna pay attention to this one motherfucker. Okay, got it. Fuck games as usual. Well, I already see. Who the fuck is this? But in other case, hey, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your dad, tell your brother. Hold on. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your dad, tell your Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, cross street, round the corner. Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. I'm gonna holler at y'all.